I was gonna talk to you about that too, because we talked about before, that beautification thing. If that didn't go through, we didn't know if I was gonna talk to you about maybe just going overhead or.
Okay, well, we'll work on that.
There's some water lines underneath that road. And if we bore, we'd have to dig up part of the road to spot the water line, so.
May not be worth it.
Something I was gonna talk to you about.
Very good. May not be worth it at this time. The project in Conestoga, which involves the parallel lines that run north and south, more or less south of the energy center, it continues. Estimated, how are we looking on that? I know we've been running a little slower than we thought.
Conestoga?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got one more primary to dig in, and that should take them maybe 2 days. Then we can start wrecking out the old line.
Will we run into any problems with that?
I think mainly it's just, staying on it without
Yeah,
interruption.
just staying on it.
Yeah.
Getting called off and stuff.
Tree trimming?
Yeah. Because we're short a couple people now.
And then the parking lot was completed. O'Donnell began the work October 17, finished up, substantially done by Halloween, came back for a couple of days in November. It's finished, the fence is restored. The total cost of the project, the bid was $119 and change. We added some extra work to the northeast corner of the building. The sidewalk was falling off. We had that replaced, and we added some pavement out by the gate to make sure it's the width of the gate. So the final cost was $122,844. 7 inches of concrete on 6 inches of rock base on 9 inches of fly ash treated subgrade. In 2 days, O'Donnell put down 245 cubic yards of concrete.
Great.
So that was, it looks good. Bruce's crew moved back in on November 17th, and life goes on. The spill prevention containment and countermeasures plan, I do have the draft. Things have gotten out of hand. I haven't been able to get it reviewed yet. And other than that, one other item, we did get an offer from a notification from KMEA regarding additional Grand River Dam Authority power. Unfortunately, that would start before the OPPD contract lapses. If we were to get involved in it, we'd have to either buy it on top of OPPD or try and talk our way out of it. I asked Greg to do an analysis, and it's not recommended because basically the power we've been displacing would basically cost us. So it's better for the customers to not proceed. We'll use the time between now and the expiration of OPPD to look for other sources. But this didn't hit. If it hit after OPPD, it'd been great, but unfortunately we'd have to get in on it now and have to layer on top of OPPD. That's really all I have.
I had a couple of closing items. Are we actively recruiting for operations guys, or how does that look with respect to how lean we are? Because when you talk about lean, you think dollars, but I think safety. Because we're asking a guy to do, half of another job, and the second guy to do the other half of that third guy's job, and I'm just concerned about our guys, working safely. I'm not worried about the dollars and cents of it. So that's the reason for my question about, are we actively recruiting? I don't think the economy is as good as, the big house would like to think it is, not locally, I mean federally. And it's just hard for me to think that there's not folks out there that are interested in good paying, honest jobs with the city of Gardner at the energy site.
On the 2 lineman positions, I know Bruce will be interviewing soon. I think there's, for the 1 journey lineman, I think there's at least 4 applications received. I think. Then for the apprentice, there was 20 plus have already been received. So those positions are a matter of just getting in, getting an interview, getting online. The technical positions are not moving quickly.
Right. Okay.
I'm interviewing 2 linemen next Wednesday, and tomorrow they determine the apprentice application, so I'll be looking at them tomorrow.
Okay, good. And I apologize that I haven't been to some meetings. I took a promotion with the company. I'm a director of business operations, and it comes with lots of stuff. So the question I'm about to ask, I should have the answer, but I don't. On the trucks, how did the trucks work out for us? Because long ago, we talked about coming off a lease, and we need to buy them, and, you know, the return on that. Did all that work out for us?
Right now, we have approved, and we've received a new lease, for a 5-year lease for the small service trucks. We took possession of those, back in August. Gosh, I can't remember. We recently received approval to get a new lease for the small derrick digger and one of the large service trucks. Those pieces of equipment will be arriving in March.
Okay.
The discussion on whether or not to continue to lease or to purchase needs to take place probably for the next cycle of leases.
That's why I asked, okay.
But right now, we're set, but I don't know when the other vehicles come up. Because I guess the next two will be the other large truck and the large derrick digger.
I thought they were coming up this year.
Yeah, I did too.
2015.
Yeah, I wanna say like September of 2015.
October,
Yeah.
Which would mean that they'll have to be in the queue in probably March, April.
Right.
Yes, so that's something.
Because it's a build to suit.
That's a discussion we're going to need to have.
Which should be real similar to the one we just had,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, in this last year. But
Right. But I can imagine, based on the discussion with council, when the 2 large truck leases were considered, there was some interest in either one going out and seeking other vendors for the lease, or to re-examine the lease versus purchase, I think.
Now, there's pros and cons of both sides.
right, and we've got, I hope somebody has a copy of that spreadsheet, that helps lay out all of the differences with the lease.
Yeah, because we had a
purchase.
timeline,
Right.
and pros and cons, and dollars and
And
cents.
it made it pretty simple.
Absolutely.
And as far as the vendor, we can look at, others that I think we've kind of always been somewhat pigeonholed because there's only, you know, so many people that do this kind of work, and, you know, are a big company that can handle it.
Right.
So, there's that.
That case in point with the backyard machine, which we did secure approval on Tuesday.
Yep.
There were just 2 bidders. Got custom truck and equipment, and then Alta.
I wanna say for our aerial trucks, we've only had Alltech be our bidder for,
Years.
well, pretty much as long as I can remember, because there's nobody else who does that work.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Green.
Thank you very much.
Any other business from the board? Bruce? I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved? Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We're good. Adjourned. I just got to the hour-long meeting.
Hour and a half ago.
I think we have to start talking policy.
Yeah.
You know, yes or no?
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
One of the words.
Might have a little bit more of that this next year.
It might just move you.
Oh, no.
Good evening.
You too.